What's going on, guys? Back in the garage today working on the EG hatch. As you can see, the control arm is still in the same position we left it. Not really focusing on that today. We got my man Ratty over here working on the laptop. Just stopped by and rechecked my valves, got everything in order. 200 compression across the board through each cylinder. So we got a small fuel leak real quick, but we don't got time to take the injector out and just fix the O-ring. So he's just working up a quick base map for me so that hopefully she'll start up. Well, I just wanted to show you guys what we had going on. Sounds crazy though with these Pro ones. Don't mind my channel locks from my window. It's OG shit. Oof. Straight headers. Straight headers. Dumb loud. Sounded good though. Sounded good, Ratty. Guys, so Ratty just left. Pretty much got the car able to run and idle, and I'll be able to move it once I fix this control arm issue. Like I said, I took the fuel rail off right now because we were having a small leak with these fittings that I got from K&S. The thread on them is a little too deep, so they kind of stick out right here, and I can't put a crush washer on that like I need to. So I just gotta go get some fittings with some shallower ends, and hopefully it won't leak. And I also do need to get a new fuel pressure gauge. So I just want to end the vlog off for today with that. On that note, like I said, she does run, and I do gotta get a little block off for this coolant line so I can add coolant to the motor. But other than that, she's ready to go, ready for a tune, and she's came a long way in just the couple months that we've been building her on the channel. So we'll stay tuned and we'll pick up tomorrow. Shit is a mess right now. About to have my man Radio do his thing, detailing it. Show you guys what he can do. Like I said, it's a mess right now. I haven't had it detailed, and I've had this truck for about a year. See all the swirls, all the imperfections, scratches in the door handles. See how dirty she is. The man's really into his thing. You guys are gonna have to check him out. Peter Manifold, fucking Brock. And yeah, so you're gonna have to check it out when he's done. He's like the finesse. Finished product, my man Radio came through, did his thing, out here, crispy, got my daily looking nice. Everything good, good. No more swirls. Everything looking like a mirror. Windows crispy clean. Everything looking good. Man hooked it up. This thing, look at that, smooth, classy. I can see myself. Damn tree done in my hood in a windstorm, but we're gonna get that fixed soon. Daily out here looking a lot better though. That's for sure. Got plenty of compliments while I was here at the dealership. But shout out to my boy Brandon. Killing it. What is up, guys? It's a few days later in the vlog. Today's Tuesday. I think the last time we made an update was Saturday. You guys saw I was getting the truck detail, my daily detail by my boy Brandon. You guys see in the vlog every now and then. But today we're back in the garage working on the hatch. Last time you guys saw this in the vlog was probably last week, Friday, maybe Thursday. Had my man Ratty over here working the ECU. I don't know if I mentioned it last time when we were recording, but we had a small fuel leak, and it was in the fuel rail at the ends of the fittings, which I have back here. I got to take these back out, re-Teflon them, and I'm gonna put some of this fuel liquid sealant type shit on there, which is right here. Gasket, dressing and sealant, fuel resistant, and hopefully that does the trick. But right now we're working on this lower control arm. I'm heating it up pretty good right now, as you guys can see. I got a 2x4 in there, just keeping the axle out of the way because I don't want that to get hot. I got this propped up on some paint cans, and I want to say that's actually the color of paint for the other hatch. Dark gray. A little bit of extra that I got left over. But anyways, so we just got back from AutoZone. I had to get this attachment for the air hammer. I thought I had one, but I didn't, or I couldn't find it. Couldn't find out where it was at, so had to run there and get that real quick. Got the variety pack. I don't know where I put the variety pack at. I think that's in the back of the car. It came with a few different attachments. It's right here, 4-piece chisel set. And we're just gonna try and get this red cherry hot. Try and smack it out from the top out to the bottom. And I mean, you guys can kind of see here. It is a little nasty, but if you could kind of focus on like the outer ring, like right there. There's still the impression of the ball gun, so I think we should be all right. So we're gonna heat this up and try and bang her out, and then eventually get this fuel rail on and go from there. So stick with us. Hopefully we can get this car on all 4 wheels and maybe rolling by the end of this video. Alright, well, we heated it up, tried to air hammer it out, and that was a fail. So I can't take the control arm off because this inner 3/4 or 17 or whatever it is, the nut behind that's in the subframe is broken its factory welds, so I'll have to cut a little hole in that and take this whole control arm out and just replace it with some other one. I'll have to have that energy suspension bushing pressed in and to the other one so that it's matching the other side. But for now, yeah, we're just kind of stumped on this. I mean, and fuel rail I could do in the meantime. So for now, I'm gonna have to find another control arm probably from a friend. I'm sure one of my buddies got one, so I'll grab one of those, get that ready, and get this new gauge on the fuel rail, and redo these ends and get that installed. So it's been a long week, guys, and we're just getting back in the garage. Beautiful Sunday. It was kind of a crappy week, and that was why we weren't kind of in the garage as much. Progress on the control arm, it's out, it's gone. My man Ratty came over, helped me get it out. We located a slip in the subframe that actually they had already made, previous owners. So we got the control arm bolt out that was stripped in there, and he took the control arm with him to his dad's shop, and he's gonna have that pressed out for me. I did make progress on the fuel row, which I didn't film. I got the new fuel pressure gauge in, and I went ahead and re-Teflon the ends and added some of the fuel sealant. I think that's over here. I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's right here. Gasket dressing and sealant. So I did prime the system yesterday with the ECU. There was no leaks, but I wasn't able to start the car because the ECU has the tune for the gray hatch on there, and the laptop was dead, so I wasn't able to change it. So we're getting the laptop charged up right now, and we're gonna go ahead and fire her up and see how she holds fuel pressure. And from there, I should be getting the control arm back today from Ratty, so we'll get that installed. I did go ahead and already install the new ball joint in the knuckle, so we're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and run the AutoZone and see if I can get some hangers for underneath the car for the exhaust, because I do have a full exhaust from header back to about axle. That's in the basement. I have to run and grab that. So today we're just gonna be buttoning up a lot of things, and I don't know, we might actually get the blue car tuned in the next couple of days here before the gray car. Reason being is this car is more so ready once we get this control arm back in. The gray car, it is 95% ready, but I would like to tighten up a couple things before we get it to the dyno that I haven't been able to do, because this car has just been in the way here and not mobile. So that being said, we are going to focus on this car today. Got my pops hopefully running to the DMV tomorrow to put her on the road, so then we'll have plates. And like I said, hopefully by Wednesday, no later than Wednesday, we will have this car on the dyno, getting tuned and making some awesome jam. For this setup, pump gas, you know what I mean, not really hoping for too much, but I'd like to see at least 220. Like I said, it's head package, stock block, H22, A4, not even the closed deck A. So, but she's got some touches in there. She's got the balance shaft lead kit and some other good stuff like the RBC manifold, 72mm throttle body. So we're doing all right. She should still put out some jams. So we're gonna go ahead and tackle a couple of these things. I got Brandon coming over today. He's gonna work on his car, so get him in the vlog. And yeah, it's gonna be a nice chill Sunday. Maybe we'll switch out that carbon fiber trunk if we got some time. If not, I might just save it for the gray car. Well, we'll see. Stay tuned, guys. Alright, so Brandon showed up. As you can see, we already dove in. He's fixing this rear passenger side wheel bearing. Went with a Amazon special, some ECCPP, whatever that means. And then we gotta do a hood latch too, because the man's out here hoodless right now. He brought his Hondata with him. Put a little tune in that, get that working. And we're gonna go ahead and get into installing this Coil unplug kit that he invested in too. So got the battery out. Gonna have to get the battery tray out. It's only in here by this 112, it looks like. So we'll do that, and then we'll get the harness for the Coil unplug ran in there, and we'll have to depin some of the factory pins, and we'll go from there. So yeah, this is just what the Sunday is gonna be looking like. Still waiting to hear back from my man Ratty to pick up the control arm for the blue car. I still haven't gone to AutoZone yet. Kind of been chilling out, but we're gonna get that done eventually so we can try and hang this exhaust. and we'll go from there. Our kit running into the chassis here, and right now we're gonna D-pin splice it in to this A plug on the jumper harness. So for power and ground, we're going to be splicing into H23 and H22. This one's going to be our ground, this one's going to be our power, and then we'll have to D-pin H16 and H22 and replace that with these two wires, a yellow and a purple, which I gotta throw these connectors on over here. So right now we're going to splice into the power and the ground right here on this connector, and then we will D-pin the other two wires and we'll continue there. Alright, so as you guys just saw, I just went ahead and spliced that power and ground into the A23 and A25, and I didn't do it yet, but I'm about to D-pin A16 and A22. That's going to be our tax signal, and I forgot what else the other one is, but we're going to go ahead, pop this little panel forward, and D-pin those two pins. And once we get those two pins in, we're gonna go ahead, wrap these wires up, get those secured, and then we're gonna go ahead and move to the front of the car, get most of the harness tucked in, and then we're gonna have to D-pin these two wires from each side of this plug, and then we'll just put the other connectors on here, connect them to where it comes from the distributor, and pretty much delete where it comes from the harness, and just put that off to the side for now. And yeah, so coming together. The man's installing his new hood latch so we can throw his carbon fiber hood on. Doing all that. Pretty much remodeling the whole car today. Came in on stock ECU with a little chip. Got him leaving on Hondata with a carbon fiber hood and a whole bunch of other goodies. Might throw on the intake today, we don't know. We got a long day ahead of us, but I'm gonna focus on this CPR kit right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these two removed and we'll go from there. Alright, so we just finished wiring in the coil on plug kit, and got the connector plugged back in, but as you see there, brief. But we got the two wires that we needed to D-pinned and repinned, the ones from the CPR kit into the A16 and A22. On the jumper harness, the A22 didn't even have anything in there. The only one that had something in there was the A16. So we went ahead and took that out, put the new guy in there. It's all good to go. Got this all zip tied nice, looking good and clean in here. And go ahead and plug this guy in. It's hard to do one hand. Got that in. And now it's time to move to the outside of the car. Get the rest of this installed. And show you guys exactly how we're gonna tap in to this OBD2 harness and go from there. So put it on a time lapse and we'll show a couple of the complex parts, but stay tuned. Alright, so as you guys saw in the time lapse, we went ahead and took the distributor apart. We got the factory ignition coil module out, and we took off the two screws that attach to that. You just leave those in the distributor like that.
Are you gonna put this on now?
He wants to put his intake on. We might, if we got time. Well, we got some VMS goodies to put on, so we're gonna get those
Speed Factory is a little too
installed.
expensive.
Yeah, Speed Factory was out of his budget, but VMS was right up the league. So shout out to VMS for coming in clutch for pricing. So we're gonna go ahead and get this distributor cap installed, just like that. And we'll be good to go. Gotta put the spark cover on too, and we'll get that going. Went ahead and depinned the distributor plugs. I still have to splice on the new pins that go on this side of it, and then we'll have to ground the whole coil on plug kit. We'll probably do it to the chassis somewhere, so it's got its own individual ground. But there it is for now. Get it probably 90% installed, and then we'll make another clip. So. Alright, so we got the laptop open to the tune that I put when we just first started, before we got the car taken apart. We loaded a tune on the Hondata. It was a factory type R tune. So now that we're finished with the install, I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery back in the car. And I'm not sure which way these two wires go, which color goes to which one, so just gonna go ahead and try and crank the car. If it starts, then it's getting spark, and if not, then I probably have to reverse them. But in the ECU, to switch this over to coil on plug, all you gotta do is go to parameters. Then you're gonna go, hands are dirty, laptop don't want to pick it up. And go to miscellaneous, and then you're gonna come over, miscellaneous, click that. Then you're gonna go to enable coil on plug kit down here. You're gonna click all three of these, and that's gonna be that's pretty much all you're gonna want to do. Laptop's being stupid, but we saved the changes anyways. This one unclicked. Oh my god. But that's pretty much all we gotta do in the ECU. And the tune wise, but we're gonna go ahead and try and get that fired up, and we'll go from there. So we just got back from running around. Went and picked up the lower control arm from Roddy. He got it out and ball joint free, as you can see. I think I threw a little piece that was in there, in here. There it is, a little nub. Went to AutoZone, got a couple things that I need to button up on the H so that I could put some water in the coolant systems. But for now, we still got to get Brandon's B20v up and running. We do got power and power running to the coil pack. All the lights work, but for some reason we're not getting spark. It's all hooked up right in the engine bay. I went and checked out the color code from off of my car, and yellow goes to yellow. And as you can see, the yellow wires on this side, it's going to this yellow, and the green goes to the blue. So what we're gonna do here now is, since we have power to this box, we're gonna leave it, the power and ground that we spliced into the jumper harness, the same, but everything else I'm gonna undo. I'm gonna unpin A16 and A22 out of this OBD1 jumper harness, plug this pin back into the 22, I believe it was, and then I'm gonna splice it into the OBD2 side of it, because maybe for some reason it's just jumped differently through the harness. So we're just gonna jump it in over here, depin over here, I should say, and we're gonna see if we have any luck from there. Alright, so we just took a break, ate some food. Brandon's buttoning up a couple of things on his car. We couldn't figure out the CPR issues, so we're just taking a break from that, either figuring out if we're gonna try and figure out what the issue is, or just convert it back to the distributor for now. As you can see, went ahead and got the whole assembly on. And she's all bolted up, tightened up, ready to go. Just went ahead and put the rest of the header on because I only had it connected to right there. I gotta lower the car, put the battery back on, and add some fluid. I gotta block off for this coolant hose right here, and then I can add coolant, and then we'll crank her over. Gotta get the battery back from Brandon because we let him use it because his died. So gonna do that, and then we'll take a small clip. Alright, so we put some water in the radiator. Got that plug clamped off with an extra big clamp because I couldn't find any small ones. Battery back in. Got some stuff out of the way. Oil level's good. And as you can see, she's back on the ground now. So, first time. I still do have to hook up the clutch line. I just got this extra long prefabbed brake line. I forgot where I put it. Oh, it's right here actually. I think I showed this already, but this is what I'm gonna use. I just gotta bend it to go from there all the way down to here. Do a little custom bend and make that work. So I gotta get that ran, bleed the clutch, get some transmission fluid in there, and we'll be good to go. Can't figure out the issue with the CPR kit, so I already depinned it from the inside. I am still gonna leave the power and ground spliced in. It shouldn't hurt anything. Already in the process. Got the coil plate taken off. This is screwed back on. In the process of putting the pins back in the factory plug right here, and getting this coil cover off and the ignition coil back in. So we're gonna do that, and then probably wrap up, or actually finish a couple things on the hatch. Like I said, get those things done, and then that'll probably be it for the night. So hopefully tune, like I said, in the next couple days, and we'll go from there. Fired back up with the distributor. Everything's 100% connected back to factory. Wouldn't even take that long to obviously convert it back to distributor for inspection, because this loom harness is still in here for the coil on plug. So everything's set back to normal in here. He's just changing the front brakes, do some fresh crispy slotted and vented on there. Looking nice. We were gonna do the intake, but we didn't have time. He went and bought a new drum for the rear that he put the new wheel bearing on, because that one was pretty beat up. Like I said, we didn't get a chance to put the intake on, but now it's time to focus on the blue car. Give you guys a little crank up real quick. Still trying to bleed the coolant out of her, or the water through her, so not really worried about starting it. Yeah, she needs some more water in her. But before we can move her, we gotta get this transmission fluid in here, so we're gonna focus on that real quick. And yeah, go from there, get all this stuff off the engine bay. And we do have to figure out how we're gonna get the hood latching again, because that is a little busted at the moment. So we're gonna figure that out and go from there. Back to running distributor. Had 3 and 4 on, so the first time we tried it, it was a little rough. Pads, good to go. We're gonna do the handle, but ran into issues with the windshield on the rack. Got to get a whole new assembly. So still a couple of things to do, but it's always another day. CRV looking on point daily. Yeah, not a bad day at all. I gotta run the AutoZone to get a funnel with a like a swirly tip with a rubber end on the end of it, so that I could go into this rear tranny fill bolt. And then after that, we should be good to go. Just gotta top it off with some more water. I did check the fuel leak. There's no more fuel leak, so we're good in that department. And I do want to move this gauge from here to on the Holley fuel regulator, because it doesn't read here for some reason, and I don't know if it's because of the way I have the return set up that it doesn't get a lot of pressure before, because usually the regulators on my other cars are over here, so maybe it just gets constant pressure, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna put it here and make sure it's reading right off the regulator. But I mean, obviously we're getting fuel pressure because the car is running. I don't know why it's not running off of that one, but it is what it is. I'm gonna move it. Everything else seems to be in order, but we're gonna go ahead and get this stuff buttoned up, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So we're pretty much gonna be calling it a night. Gonna be ending this vlog off. I did just pull the car up a touch and back. I did get the transmission fluid, as you see the squiggly funnel. So she's got transmission fluid in there, clutch lines ran. I got it coming up through here along the side of the transmission, comes under the intake manifold and up through into the master. I do have to get the old clutch line out, which won't be a problem, but the main goal for tomorrow is to get some insurance on this car and get it on the road, and hopefully maybe on the rollers tomorrow night. We'll see. Brandon left a little bit ago. Got his car running back on the distributor, as you guys saw. I don't know why we couldn't get it working with the coil on plug kit. I did have the same issue when I installed it in the hatch where it wouldn't work. I wasn't getting spark, but we reversed the 2 wires that went to the distributor and it worked. But we did the same thing to his car to make sure we had them right, and we did, and still no spark. So either the used coils that he's got are bad, or I don't know, there's just some other issue in the harness somewhere that we didn't figure out. But for now, we're gonna end the vlog here. Stay tuned, because the blue car is gonna get tuned this week, so it's gonna be a nice dyno video of this beast coming soon, and we'll obviously be on the road. So we're gonna order the wheels for this tomorrow, and once we get those in, we'll still have to order tires, so it's not like we already have tires to put on here. We're gonna have to order tires as well, so it's still gonna be a couple weeks out before we get the new wheels on here, but it's gonna be nice to be able to drive it, that's for sure. So thanks for watching, guys. It's probably gonna be a decently long video, and it's gonna be made up of over the last week and a half of working on the car and getting stuff done. So hope you guys enjoy, and like always, see you in the next one.